What's up, guys? I'm Michael Edward here, head trader at True Trading Group. I've got a really nice video lesson that we're going to discuss today. It's all about mental lessons that traders have to hear. I'm going to cover today was a mental battle. Today was really a test of discipline, a test of patience, and really today required the patience of a saint to capitalize on some action because I didn't love anything in the morning. But I was able to really use the lessons that I cover in all of our trader psychology courses on the website. That is the difference maker. 80% of trading is mental, maybe even more than that, honestly. And the difference between successful traders and traders that struggle with this is, in fact, that mental aspect of the trading game. And I'm going to cover with you guys some really key and important mental lessons that traders need to know about. Nobody talks about mental lessons out there, guys, but it really is the difference maker. And it's something that we really need to talk about. So, today, I'll give you guys kind of a preface of the day. And I came into the day today. I didn't really love anything. We had a gap down. Warren Buffett with the Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meeting over the weekend was a very somber tone. He sold out of all of his airline positions, which is very unprecedented for Warren Buffett to be selling when other people are selling. Usually he's buying when other people are selling. So that caused a lot of pressure on the transportation sector. Airlines specifically also caused selling pressure in the overall markets. And we started the day with a gap down. I didn't necessarily like us to really roll over today. But at the same time, I didn't think we were just going to rally the gap down back up. So I came into the day, I'm looking around, I'm going through my watch list. I'm like, man, I really don't love anything. Nothing was really catching my eye. The thing that I was looking at mostly was APDN. APDN in the morning turned out to be a complete dud. But that was something that pre market I was watching. Once the bell rung, that thing crapped out very quickly and then it was off my screen. Um, but being able to recognize when things are slow is a very important part of trading that you will develop over time and you will develop with experience with feeling the heartbeat of a market or feeling a heartbeat of a stock. And I think that's something that I'm typically very good at, which is saying, you know what, guys, I don't really like anything. This kind of feels like a slower day. And you have to have that discipline to pull the reins back on yourself. You have to have that discipline to say, okay, I don't necessarily love anything. I think we're going to have a slow day. Let's go from sixth, seventh gear. We got to bring this all the way down to first, second gear, maybe even drop that thing down into neutral and not try to force trades that aren't there. Usually, traders, when they get blown up and they get killed, it's a death from a thousand paper cuts. It's not a shotgun wound. Some of traders' worst days is not just one bad trade. If you get caught in an offering or if you get caught in a bad press release, that's one thing, but that's out of your control. If you're just trading regularly, it's very rare that you just get blown up because you're just so wrong um, on a specific trade. It's usually death from a thousand paper cuts. It's usually loser after loser after loser after loser after loser. And it's typically from over trading. So being able to recognize when things are slow in the market is very, very important. If I take you guys to the SPY, we had a push at the end of the day, but you guys can see for the whole day, the SPY did nothing. I mean, we just sat in a $1.50 range on the SPY the entire day, and there was nothing going on in the broader markets until um, the last hour of the day. We had a quick little push that took us back green on the day. Other than that, the action was very poor. Okay, small caps traded horribly in the morning. I said to myself, and I said to guys, I go, guys, like we were like a half hour into the day. I still had not made a trade. And I kept reminding everybody, be a sniper, not a machine gunner. Pick your spots. Snipers will wait for that perfect opportunity to strike. A machine gunner is going to run out there on a battlefield and they're just going to fire away, hoping that one of their bullets hits. But for every one bullet that hits, 10 miss with a machine gunner. A sniper takes one shot, hits their target, one shot. They make it count and they wait for their shot and they stalk it. That's how you must be as a trader. So today I made one trade in KLXE. I gave it a shot. It was a small cap in the morning. It turned out to be a dud. I managed the risk on it extremely well. I'm going to cover that trade with you guys in a moment. I traded KLXE. I took a loss. I traded CODX and then RVP was my big winner today, RVP, but it happened at the very end of the day. And that brings me to the mental lessons that I want to talk to you about. You need to be disciplined to say, okay, I don't see any A plus setups. I'm not going to trade a B or C type setup just for the sake of boredom. Yes, I know you want to trade. I want to trade too. We are traders. That's what we want to do. We want that adrenaline. We want that rush. And sometimes when it's not there, it's hard to sit on your hands. But sometimes the best trade to make is no trade at all. You have to remember that. I'm dropping a lot of different sayings here on you that I want you to remember them. Write them down. Sometimes the best trade to make is no trade at all. Be a sniper, not a machine gunner. Don't die a death from 1,000 paper cuts. And when you recognize that things are slow and you don't necessarily see anything, if you have a watch list of 5 or 6 stocks in the morning and none of them do what you thought they were going to do, that's probably a sign that you need to pull the reins back on yourself. You have to have the self discipline to say, I'm not going to allow a B or C type setup to suck me in just out of sheer boredom. I'm not going to trade out of sheer boredom. There's no style points in trading, guys. Sit there on your hands, wait your turn. Okay, wait for a setup. Don't try to fit a square peg inside of a round hole because you're going to bang your head against the wall on a day when nothing is happening. It's like imagine trying to buy calls or puts in the SPY when this is happening. You're going to kill yourself. You will die a death from 1,000 paper cuts if you're trying to buy calls and puts intraday during that action. Okay. So that's what I mean about, being patient. Patience pays. Okay. If you traded 10 different stocks today, believe me, you are over trading big time. Okay. Big time if you traded 10 stocks today. I don't even have to know which 10. I know you over traded if you traded 10 stocks today. Okay. So that's a lesson right there. What I take you to now is there's a fine line that you need to walk as a trader, and that is patience while still remaining focused. And this is a lesson that we cover in the trader psychology courses that are available on the website. The trader psychology courses are designed to help you think more robotically, less emotionally, less like a human, more like a robot. Okay. That's really what the trader psychology courses are designed to do. And when it comes to being patient, you still need to remain focused. Today could have been very easy to get lulled to sleep. And that's one thing that I say in my courses is do not allow yourself to get lulled to sleep on slow trading days. Because just because trading is slow, it's a long day, boys and girls. The day is long. Companies can come out with press releases in the middle of the day. You can have some macroeconomic news could trigger an entire sector to either pop or drop. I mean, you never know what can happen. So you always have to stay focused. You always have to be on the balls of your feet, ready to move. That's what happened today with RVP. RVP was doing absolutely nothing the entire day. Okay, you had one quick pop in the morning, and then it pulled in and just did nothing, traded sideways. The volume just completely disappeared. The volume was actually quite pathetic for the whole middle of the day. And then all of a sudden, the company comes out with an 8K. Come out with an 8K announcing, a contract for some of their products, and you end up getting this big pop over VWAP that obviously scared out everybody that got short this thing in here. Got scared out of this once you had that news release come out and the company filed that 8K. You get that quick pop over VWAP with this huge increase in volume. And this is why you have to stay focused. If you allowed yourself to get lulled to sleep, you missed this move. Plain and simple, you missed this move. I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, I understand, put your mind, put yourself in the shoes of a short seller. If you're a short seller, and let's say you got short, most likely a lot of people got short right here. Then I'm sure a lot of people probably added to their shorts in here once we got rejected at VWAP. If you're short from here and this stock at 315 does that, how do you feel about your positioning right now? People that short small caps are looking for the stocks to break down that day. When you have traders that come in and they short these low float small cap stocks, they're looking for the rollover intraday to have confidence to hold that position overnight. They do not like when a stock moves back up above their entry price or even break even at their entry price. They don't like when it does that late in the day because the risk holding on to that position overnight now really starts to make them uncomfortable. Traders that short small caps are going to have high win rates because these small caps, most of these companies are garbage. They trade at $2 for a reason. Okay. So when those stocks get press releases, they get quick pops. A lot more often than not, those stocks end up fading back to where they came from. So those short sellers on small caps, they have high win rates. But when they're wrong, they get destroyed. And they get destroyed because they'll short a stock at $2, it goes to $4, that's 100% loss. It goes to $6, that's a 200% loss. It goes to $8, that's a 300% loss, and so on and so on and so on. They can wipe out 2 months of profits in one loss. That's why when you get these type of moves late in the day like this, it makes them very uncomfortable. They don't want to hold those positions overnight. They really want to see the stocks break down intraday so that they can say comfortably, okay, now I can hold on to this position overnight. But when you get this type of action late in the day, the chances of you getting a squeeze, it increases, especially when you have volume like this, because shorts don't want to hold on to that position. So knowing that on that quick spike through VWAP, we also have never had a trade line VWAP crossover the entire day until that move. So you can see that move gave us our very first trade line VWAP crossover of the day. On this pullback back into that trade line right there, I got long. I'll take you guys to my trade announcements on the day. You can see down here, this is the downloaded trade log from chat. So all of the trades that in chat, I can download a log at the end of the day. And here you guys can see at 3:21 p.m. long RVP at 424. Okay, long RVP at 424. First take profit target was in front of the high of the day as usual. And there, my first take profit comes off the table. Back to the alerts. You can see took some profit at 452. Second take profit is once we extended, we broke through the high of the day. There's my second take profit at 470. Here you guys can see took more profit 470. And then my final take profit right before the close, right up here at $4.82. Take you guys back to the announcement. You can see here, final take profit RVP 482. Okay, so in at 424, final take at 482. And this is a really nice little trade and a good way to finish the day. I was sitting here right on the day prior to this move because I traded KLXC. Let me take you guys over to KLXC. I'll show you the trade that I lost money on. Very small loss. It was very controlled risk. Very small loss. Okay, but what I saw was a breakthrough. We broke through the initial morning high on the heaviest volume of the day. I like that. We pulled back in. Okay, we start to find support here at that initial high. We start to bounce our way back up. Okay, and what I did was I drew out like a nice little triangle pattern like this, and I took a tier 1 position right here. Take you guys to my announcements. You can see here I'm long tier 1 KLXC at 164. Okay, here I am long tier 1, 164. Tier 1 is just 25% of my desired size. And then I added tier 2 on this break up out of the downtrend line. And you can see we had a nice increase in volume. So I thought that was going to be my chance to get a nice little move back up towards the high of the day. It did not happen. We pulled right back inside the triangle, and I just very quickly exited that position right there. Back to my announcements. You guys can see here I sold out at 161. So a very small controlled loss in at 163, added at 170, flat at 161. Very small controlled loss, guys. Okay, so good risk management there on that one. Was a small loss, but nonetheless, I was right on the day. Okay, because now remember, at this point, I'm just kind of sitting on my hands. I did enter CODX, what I intended to be a swing trade if we were going to break through this major level of resistance that we have here on the daily, which is like right around 1580. You guys can see this resistance, and then you can see all of that 3-day resistance right here. The way we were trading today in the morning looked like we had a chance to maybe break through that. So I actually went ahead and I got long CODX right here, what I intended to be a swing trade. You guys can see here at 10 o'clock, 10:05 actually. I got long CODX for a swing trade at 15:30. Okay, and we just weren't able to break through that level. You can see rejection at that resistance, quick pullback. We traded sideways, and now at this point, I'm saying to myself, you know what? I don't really, the risk reward for me to hold the position overnight started to not make sense because we could easily pull back in to 14, reset, consolidate, and then make another push for that resistance level. The chances of this stock gapping above 1580 tomorrow is very low. but we can easily just start to pull our way back into 14. The stock doesn't usually have very large gaps without press releases. Now, my luck, the stock will come out with they'll come out with a press release tomorrow. It'll gap up to 1650, and I'll miss my trade, which would really upset me. But I have to think risk reward here. And long at 1530, we were sitting at like 15 going into the close, and I'm like, what's the point of me holding this position? I mean, I'll be able to buy it back tomorrow if we get back to that 1580, because really the trade doesn't trigger until we get above 1580. Once you get above this level, then I think we've got a chance to get up towards 20 bucks. But that doesn't start until you get through this level. So I'm like, what's the point of me holding this position, risking a gap down when the chances of this running away from me are low, unless they come out with some type of press release and you get a big gap up. I mean, that will be out of my control and that'll just be bad luck. But so I got flat right before the close. I got flat right there. Back to my announcements, you guys can see here I sold out CODX at 1497. Okay, right there, sold out 1497. Okay, so again, a small loss. Okay, again, a small loss. My stop loss was originally down here. Okay, so and I ended up selling out way above that stop loss. It just didn't make sense. The risk reward on the hold overnight just didn't make sense to me anymore. So I decided to exit that position. But again, guys, what I want you to take away from this video is the mental lessons. Okay, about being patient, waiting for your setups. Be a sniper, not a machine gunner. Don't die a death from 1,000 paper cuts. Understand when markets are slow. Sit on your hands. Sometimes the best trade to make is no trade at all. And do not allow yourself to get lulled to sleep. Stay focused. Just because you're not trading doesn't mean you can go to sleep. Stay focused because you never know when opportunity will present itself. The day is long. Just because the morning is slow does not mean the afternoon is going to be slow. You never know what's going to happen. RVP, perfect example of that. And I was able to catch a very nice trade going into the close. Okay. So that's the mental lessons, guys. There's a lot of them in here. I'd suggest go back, rewatch this video, take some notes, write these things down, post them on little sticky notes on the bottom of your trading monitor as a constant reminder about these mental lessons. If you haven't done so already, smash that like button for me, guys. Subscribe to the channel, and of course, hit that notification bell with your mouse to make sure you guys don't miss any more of these videos that I put out on the regular. Tomorrow's TG Tuesday. Chat room is open for free for everybody. Go to truetradinggroup.com, upper right-hand corner. It'll say TGG Tuesday. Fill out that form. You will get a link that'll give you access to our chat room for free the entire day. Chat room opens at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, closes at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. I will see you guys in chat later.